Donald Trump is back in the spotlight with another controversial statement. This time, he has proposed nothing less than annexing Canada into the United States. But is this just another one of his provocations, or is there something deeper behind this idea? Get ready, because today we're diving into this contentious story and exploring the impacts of a proposal that's already sparking reactions in both the US and Canada. Stay until the end, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more analyses like this. Donald Trump has once again made waves with a controversial statement. He proposed annexing Canada into the United States, transforming the country into the 51st U.S. state. As unusual as this idea may seem, this was precisely what Trump suggested at a recent event, generating intense reactions in both the United States and Canada. What motivated this declaration? Was it just another of his calculated provocations? Or was there something more strategic behind this proposal? To understand what's at stake, we must analyze the context. On January 8, 2025, during an event held at Mar-a-Lago, Florida, Trump shocked attendees by stating that Canada should be integrated into the United States. According to him, the U.S. is losing hundreds of billions of dollars annually due to its relationship with Canada, which benefits from American military protection and markets without offering equivalent returns. Trump further claimed that many Canadians would love to join the United States and that the idea made sense for both sides. As if that weren't enough, Trump also revisited the possibility of acquiring Greenland and the Panama Canal, topics previously covered on this channel and available through the cards at the top of this video. These statements had an immediate impact. In Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau quickly responded, firmly rejecting the idea and asserting that Canada would never become part of the United States. Trudeau emphasized the importance of the bilateral relationship, built on trade partnership and mutual security, but made it clear that this did not imply any political union. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly also condemned the proposal, calling it a political fantasy with no basis in reality. In the United States, the idea divided opinions. While some conservatives applauded what they saw as a bold move to expand American influence, Democrats and international analysts criticized Trump for unnecessarily inflaming tensions with a historic ally. Despite sounding absurd, the idea of annexing Canada is not entirely new. Since American independence in 1776, there have been both diplomatic and military attempts to incorporate Canadian territories. During the War of 1812, for instance, the United States invaded Canada, believing that local settlers would support the initiative. However, the invasion failed, and Canada remained under British control. Later, annexationist movements gained traction in some Canadian regions, especially among Irish immigrants seeking liberation from British colonial rule. However, these efforts were also quickly suppressed. The so-called Patriot War is a clear example of how small groups throughout history attempted to annex parts of Canada to the United States. Yet, as history has shown, such attempts were always swiftly contained. Over time, relations between the two countries evolved, especially during the Cold War, when the debate over annexation gave way to closer cooperation. This process culminated in 1992 with the signing of the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, by Canada, the United States, and Mexico. The treaty's primary goal was to eliminate trade barriers and facilitate the flow of goods and services among the three nations. With this foundation of collaboration, the question arises: why did Trump decide to propose something so controversial? His statement didn't occur in a vacuum, but amid growing tensions between the two countries. First, Trump has a history of criticizing Canada, particularly on trade issues. During his first term, he renegotiated NAFTA, arguing that the agreement harmed American interests. He also imposed tariffs on Canadian products such as aluminum and steel, intensifying frictions. Moreover, Canada was facing internal political turmoil. Justin Trudeau's recent resignation, following a series of controversies, left the country in a moment of instability. Trump, always attuned to opportunities, may have interpreted this situation as a chance to test diplomatic boundaries. Finally, there's the domestic impact. Trump frequently seeks to engage his base with bold and provocative ideas, even when they are highly improbable. This proposal, while unlikely to materialize, certainly captured public attention. But in practice, could Canada actually be annexed? The scenario is highly improbable. First, any movement in this direction would require referendums in both Canada and the United States. In Canada, the majority of the population has already made it clear that they reject the idea of a political union with the United States. Furthermore, even if there were popular support, the U.S. Constitution does not have a direct mechanism for incorporating a sovereign country as a state. This would require complex legal reforms and potentially years of negotiations. For comparison, consider the challenges faced last year when the state of Texas began flirting with the idea of seceding from the United States. Public opinion would also play a crucial role. Recent polls show that Canadians deeply value their political and cultural independence. On the other hand, many Americans view Canada more as a strategic partner than as a potential territorial extension. But we must be realistic. While Trump's statements have sparked intense debate, the likelihood of the United States annexing Canada is exceedingly remote. What this situation highlights, however, is how ideas of territorial integration or separation continue to surface during times of tension. Whether it's Canada, Greenland seeking greater autonomy, or separatist movements in Texas, debates about sovereignty and borders never truly disappear. They resurface periodically, shaped by political and economic circumstances, and remind us of the complexity of relationships between nations and peoples. Do you believe Trump's proposal could ever become a reality? Or is it just another chapter in his long string of controversial statements? Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. Your subscription is free and helps us continue bringing you analyses like this. Thank you for watching and see you next time.